We're back for the final segment. The white flag's in the air, and down the stretch we go at the WCOBM and inside the Frank's European Service Studios. My good buddy Frank Scandura, 1931 North Rainbow Boulevard. This part of the program is brought to you by your good friends at State Farm, 4312 West Charleston Boulevard here in Las Vegas. Whether it's home, auto, life, and even now new car loans, contact my good friend, Mr. Gregory Moore, sitting right there at 702-870-9298. You can find him on the World Wide Web at GregoryMoore.net. Okay, Gregory Morris with us with State Farm. Diesel West, the 2016 Madeira Junior Super Late Model Champion. Yours truly, Alan Michaels, Diane Fox, and you got the next question for Diesel.
Your dad just had reminded us that that was your 10th championship that you have captured at Madeira. Give us a rundown real quick of your 10 championships.
Well, my first championship was in the in the go-kart. I have 3 of those championships, 1 in the quarter midget, 3 championships in the bandolero, 1 in the legend car, and I just got the 1 in the late model.
And what's the next championship you're going to go after?
I'm gonna try to get another junior late model championship, and the year after that, I'm gonna go for the bull ring, and the Madeira Open late model class.
So you're going to go back. You're going to try back-to-back championships at Madeira, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's exciting.
Gregory, you had a question for him about which one was the most. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that was the question. Which one was the most impressive to you? Your win.
Well, I think it was just my last one because it was a new car and everything. First year ever driving one, and I think it was for everyone though.
Were you scared?
A little bit.
To get in that
More excited,
caliber of a
Nice.
car.
More
More
excited.
excited. What about you, Dad?
It was, something you wait for. I showed you guys some pictures when he was 4 years old. in
Right.
his kart. And, when I popped him in that go-kart at 4, I was, envisioning us in a full-size late model at
Wow.
some point in time. And I got goosebumps when he first pulled on the track.
Oh, I bet.
Diane, you know I've been around racing, but Gregory, there's one thing, and when he won the championship, of course, social media nowadays just dominates everything.
Right.
But his dad had to smile, Earl had a smile on his face. But one thing about racing, it's such a family oriented that he gets to spend time with his son, work on the car, and you just can't beat that.
Absolutely. I mean that really is what everything's about, is your family and your kids and keeping everything together.
And I mean, we're all football fans, baseball fans, basketball fans, but you don't see it so much. The kids get turned over to a coach, and they let the coaches do that. Where in racing, especially for young men, because he's not a kid anymore. I mean, he's turning pro in a series at 13. He's a young man, but dads and moms. And, get to work with their kids and spend time with their kids instead of throwing them out somewhere or throwing video games or turning them loose here or there, where, the family just stays knitted together.
Wonderful.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Diesel, are you a hands-on with your
Yeah.
cars?
Try to be. I gotta be more hands-on though.
Show him your hands.
Let's see
They're all dirty.
hands.
I was out at the shop this morning.
Oh, that's great.
Working on the car.
What's your favorite thing to work on with your car?
Not sure.
Are you pretty good? Are you pretty good at like taking off tires and putting tires back on? Are you pretty fast?
Not that fast.
Not that fast yet.
He likes working on me. He just recently told me this cleaning. I don't like all the cleaning, which is a big part of it.
Well, he's
Oh,
only.
that's like the only thing you made me do.
You want to do the fun stuff now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, I want to turn some wrenches, not just wipe.
Well, you'll be
I
heading to
understand that.
you're going to be heading to high school soon, right?
Yeah, next year.
Next year, okay.
Wow.
And ambitions where you want to go, college? I mean, do you want to go to college? And, we've talked to a lot of people that they want to go to engineering school or something like that. Do you have any plans for?
Not yet. I'm thinking about being an engineer if the racing deal don't work out.
Right.
Still thinking about it.
But your heart's in racing.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Nothing wrong with that.
Let me tell you something, young man. Engineers, and Earl, you'll probably agree with me, probably one of the most important jobs. It used to be the crew chief was the important job on a race team. Nowadays, teams, especially when you get up into NASCAR or IndyCar, Formula One, whatever it might be, they spend some money on guys that know how to put a car together. So, I mean, I wish I could do it all over again. I think that's what I would do. Before we get going, I want you to take a minute here and give shout-outs to your team, sponsors, anybody you'd like to, buddy.
Well, I'd like to thank Versatile Stone, Klein's Classic Cars. They helped me a lot this year. I also want to thank my crew, Dustin Nash Motorsports. But you can find me on Facebook at Diesel West Racing. You can like me. You can also find me on Instagram. You can follow me.
Anything else? Got a Twitter?
No, not yet.
No Twittering?
Working on that.
Just Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, we're working on more, getting more.
Instagram is big with these.
It is. I don't understand it.
I know. Maybe you can teach us because
I don't know. I've just learned Snapchat.
Yeah, Frank Scandora was here a couple of weeks ago.
I didn't even know what Snapchat was.
My dad thinks all the faces that all the filters. He thinks it's all crazy.
It is. I look like a bunny rabbit the other day, and I'm like, wait a minute. So this is cool. Okay. I mean,
we're showing our age.
You've got the number 21. Is that going to be your number
Hope
throughout?
So. That's
throughout
what I want
your,
it to be.
Okay, that's a good
It's
number.
hard to beat 21 in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's true.
And you know
It's a great
who,
number.
if you go to the NASCAR, you know who that legendary number belongs to, right?
Yeah.
The Woods brothers. Yeah, there you go. You can't beat that.
Have you gotten to meet the Woods brothers yet?
Not yet.
Well, maybe we can set something up for
Yeah.
you when NASCAR comes back to town because we got pretty close with the Woods brothers last year. Let me
And
see if
they
I can-
are they're just iconic and just really an awesome team to sit down and talk to.
Diesel's going to be joining us. He's going to be live at the track tomorrow because he's going to that open road competition out there for the road courses with his legend car. So he'll be on our program tomorrow morning. So we'll talk more with him and see how testing and practice and everything is going. We've got a couple of minutes left. What else do we need to know about insurance before we let you go today?
You know, we were talking about it. It's all the discounts for our young drivers as they turn 16 and start driving. So it's behind the wheel drivers training and the driver's edge program. It is the grades. It's having your 3.0 or better in school makes a huge difference. All the other discounts, the no tickets, no accidents, and behaving yourself as you're learning how to drive and negotiate our roadways. That's the biggest thing.
What about somebody, Diane and I we're in our 50s. What about, swapping insurance because we're getting ready to get a new vehicle for us and I'm flipping my auto insurance over to you. So what about somebody that's getting into their upper age? What can they do to keep their insurance rates down?
Well, along the lines, the same thing. It's the no tickets, no accidents. That's huge. Along with that, how you drive or use the car, it makes a big difference. If you're somebody... recently, U.S. Department of Transportation was indicating that we had 158 billion miles driven the first 6 months of 2016. That's on a record of 154 trillion miles for last year. So with that amount of driving, if you're somebody who doesn't drive that much, there's discounts that way. There is discounts for having that clear driving record. And adding those all together, your home, your automobile, each of those steps makes a huge difference in those rates. So
Okay, let me ask you this one really quick. I'm 55 years old. The last ticket. Now you take note of this, Diesel. The last ticket I ever had, I was
Right.
16.
Congratulations.
I have not had a ticket or anything since I was 16 years old.
Knock on wood.
What about you?
What about you?
No, actually, I've been fairly lucky. I think the last ticket that I had was a seatbelt one, but I was back in Kansas City just when they were starting to put this law into effect. And
Right.
So that was only 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, I haven't had a ticket or anything since I was 16 years old.
Got about a half a minute left here before we go, and Mr. Moore is going to be joining us on our NBC Sports Radio, so we'll get more into this. But where can they find you at? Days, operations, social media, and everything else.
4312 West Charleston Boulevard. It's the corner of Charleston and Arville. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m., 5:30 till Thursday, 5 o'clock on Friday. We're going to give everybody an early out today for be with their family and off tomorrow. But normally Saturdays 9 to 1.
There you go.
Thank you.
You'll be joining us tomorrow. Diesel will be live from the track. Mr. Moore will be with us in our NBC Sports studios at 9:20 the game, 7 a.m. I want to thank Scotty, all of our sponsors, and everybody part of On Pit Road Racing. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving Day. Join us tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. for the radio show. Alan Michaels for Diane Fox, Gregory Moore, Diesel West, Earl West, and Scotty. Back at you next week right here on the WCOBM.